All right. Welcome to Kanu Fitness. My name's Paul, and I am a IFBB Pro bodybuilder in the classic division. And I got my pro card not too long ago. It was very overwhelming that I even pulled it off. If you knew the story behind how that even happened, you'd be baffled. But that's from another time. Um, Before I was a pro, I was just a regular amateur bodybuilder like everybody else. I competed at bodybuilding shows in 2016, and I won my first show, of course. Got overall. Well, not my first, my second show. I got overall, and I got second in like I think middleweight or heavyweight, and I basically didn't pursue anything else after because I thought it was fun. It was interesting to me. But the one thing I've noticed that a lot of people tend to do, especially people who don't have the experience in coaching people, is that they would win a single show, or not even a single show. They would win a single show and then think now all of a sudden they can coach other people. But I've had so many people come up to me, so many like either current clients or people are just like, "Hey man, what do you think of this?" And I look at the routines and the diet that most coaches tend to send out, and it is dog shit. It is horrible, and it's like people just have the basic knowledge of I lift weights, so I'm going to make sure everybody that I coach is going to be lifting weights the exact same way that I do. And that's a horrible mentality. You don't want to have that mentality. The entire purpose is to coach people in the most effective way that you possibly could, rather than just give them, okay, this works for me, so it's going to work for you too. Which there's some point where certain things that you do might work from your anecdotal experience, but there's also times where you just got to sit yourself down, study these things, learn more about these things, learn how to like coach people, learn how to like psychologically interact with people, learn about the communication aspect of everything. It's nice to just like win your first show as a bodybuilder and all of a sudden want to be a coach. I thought about that when I was younger, but I was like, you know what? I don't feel comfortable taking people's money and then not giving them the results that they want. So because of that, I wanted to do the very best that I could to learn, to spend time reading stuff, interacting with like a lot of different people, like Mike Israel, Jared Feather, um, John Meadow, John Meadow's like clients or stuff like that that's currently now my coach. But I took the time to invest in learning on how to coach people because I just don't feel comfortable having somebody paying me and then not giving the results that I want, and then just like, all right, you're just gonna pay me anyways. Like, I already have it bad enough as it is because 9 out of 10 people would not come to me for coaching because they're always like, oh, that Paul kid, he must have like really good genes, so he's probably a horrible coach. Growing up my entire life, I've had people tell me, oh, dude, you have good genes, you have this, you have that, you just have to look at weights and you just grow. They're not wrong, but it's because I noticed that in myself as an individual that I can basically do whatever the fuck I want and make really great progress. But at the same time, those progress are just for me. I'm not gonna say, oh, just because I do this, because I can do this, I can just give it to somebody else. People work differently. People do things differently. People have like different work schedules. People like, you have to be able to like coach them rather than just be like, all right, here's my exercise, here's what you got to do, and then come back to me next week and then just text me your pictures. When I coach people, I take it a little bit more personal than I would say most coaches do. I mean, I don't know how most coaches like coach, but I do know popular fitness influencers, when they do coach individuals, just write a program, send them the program, and then that's pretty much it. Come back to me in a month. Come back to me in like a week. And then it's that, so don't even like take the time to even like spend with you, to even like talk to you about like, how's everything? How did your week go? How did your progress go? What did you do different? What's up? What can I change? And stuff like that. It's all like, you pay them these insane amount of money and then they just like give you like cookie cutter shit. So coaches who competed once, who at least been lifting for less than a certain time period, should not be coaches. But there's no regulation to these things, so people can do whatever the heck they want. But at the end of the day, you as an individual, whether you're there for the sake of having money or making more money out of this, you can't just like handle people's lives and then mistreat it as you think it would fit because they're going to give you money. Like, you have to take care of people. You have to be like responsible. You have to be able to communicate with them. You have to like understand them on a psychological level. You have to understand their work schedule. You have to understand their stress factor. You have to understand so many different things about them to properly coach them how they would like to be coached. Not coach them like how you train, not coach them like how other people coached you. So that's just something that always like just like really grinds my gear, is that like coaches who have no experience in coaching people coach people, and then they give these individuals that they're coaching horrible diets, horrible routine, and they don't even check on them, they don't even communicate with them, they don't even do anything that's like remotely like interesting for how much they're paying the coaches. So if you see a coach that just because they have a big name doesn't mean they know what the hell they're doing. So those are just some things to like kind of take into consideration. But anyways, if you like the content and you like this conversation, you want to comment down below and talk a little bit more about your experience that you've had with coaches, your experience, whether they were good, they were bad, comment down below. And if you like this entire content, you want to share it to the rest of the people who are out there who are willing to be able to look at this and then say, you know what, at one point I was that guy. Or if you're a coach yourself, you got to be like, you know what, I did that exact same thing and I'm still a horrible coach, or you're still a good coach. But that's pretty much the bottom line. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and follow me on Instagram at Kanulift, because sometimes people need to be held accountable.